All right. How many people can play in a softball field? How many people can we have on defense in softball? Nine. I don't have to teach y'all that. You know that. Okay? How many people in a high school softball game, JV or junior high, can bat? Nine. Can we have 10? No. You can have 8. But anyway, so everybody knows that. So now we can move on. Now we're going to move to the DP flags. This coach has got 10 players going against his opponent's 9 players. That's basically it in a nutshell. He's got 10 girls with the potential to go against that team's 9 players. All right? Another way to look at this is that I have 8 girls that will play offense and defense, and I have 2 special players. That's another way of looking at it. 8 are going to play offense and defense, and I got 2 special players. All right? Now, let's go on what we also know. Can Harris, who's batting in the first spot, bat in the 8th spot? No. It's not allowed. It's in the rules. You can't do that. Can Thomas, batting in the 3rd spot, bat in the 1st spot? No. Why? It's in the rules. Now let's look at the DP flags. That DP bats right there. What spot is she batting in? Can y'all see it? 7 hole. Can that DP bat up here? So the DP, which is an offensive player, bats right there. That's the only place she can bat. Can't go nowhere else. Well, remember, we just talked about that there's 9 offensive players. When and if the flex bats, she can only bat there. It's not rocket science. I mean, that's pretty much it. So the flex decides he wants to bat her. She bats right there. She can't go here. She can't go here. All right? Now, another way to look at a DP flex. Pardon my draft. I'm not very good at drawing. As I said, you've got 8 ball players in the field on defense. A lot of times your flex in this area is usually the pitcher. Usually. I didn't say always. Usually. So I've got 8 players, and then my flex is batting. So my 9 players are in the field. Well, imagine the DP sitting in a chair right over here on the side. She's not in the dugout. She's kind of sitting over here on the side, which means she's available. She's not going to be under substitution rules technically because she's not in the dugout. She's right over here on the side. That's where she's at. So I've got my 8 starters and I got my 2 special players. Okay? Now, in a perfect world, he'll bat just like this. He'll get to the 9th batter and he'll come back up and he'll go again. That's it. That's all there is to it. But you see where the DP flex comes in. Oh, and let me go on one step further. If the flex comes in and bats for the DP, which hardly ever happens, but it can, that is a substitution. Remember, how many people can be right here? Just 1. So somebody's got to leave. So if the flex comes in right here, that DP comes out. Okay? Now, if you want to, she's over here in the chair, however it works for you. I've gone from 10 players to 9. Still batting 9. My lineup's still good. Everybody's happy. But by rule, that is a half substitution. Well, what do you mean by half? You remember I told you these 2 are like conjoined twins. 1 half, 1 half. If that DP comes back in to bat, and the coach does this, the flex will go right back down here. Flex has never left the game. The DP has had 1 re-entry. That's her re-entry. Remember, I told you she went out. Now, for the way I mark that, the way I usually track it, how you guys keep your lineups, your business. I have no dog in that race. Whatever works for you, is fine. But if my DP, in this situation, if the flex comes in I will come over here and I will circle that right there, and I will put F18 here. I'm not concerned with this because it doesn't bother me. That's a defensive position. Do we track defensive changes? How many times you been in a ball game? Hey, time, Blue, I want to put Merritt, your center field, you go over to right field and vice versa. We don't write that down. Can a coach abuse it? Yes. But we don't track it. The only thing I track on defensive card is my pitchers and the catchers. That's it, and that's strictly for courtesy runners. Anything else, I don't give a crap. So don't worry about what happens on defense, technically. All right, so that's the way I do it. You can do it however it works for you. Now, if he brings Cooper back in, I brought me a line through here because that's my one re-entry. Normally what I do here is I just X her out because she basically goes back to where she was. I mean, I don't have to worry about her no more. She's not there, Cooper is. If Cooper leaves again, then I would X her out. Some people draw a line through, whatever works. Okay? So, that's what I would do on offense. That's where people, I think, get a little confused is when they start doing this right here. Okay? If the flex goes back, she has not been in the game. I mean, she has not left the game, so technically there's no reason to, do anything with her. She's still there. Okay? Is that good? Have I done it right? I mean, have you followed? All right. Now, as I said, we've got them on defense. And this is where they tell you about where the DP flex works for a coach. He's in a tournament. Like Dwayne's got the most Schultz tournament this year. And his shortstop is just literally give out. She's run balls down, she's thrown, it's hot, it's 98 degrees in the shade. She is literally give out. Flex is back, is pitching. You can let the DP go in and release it. Give that girl some relief. That is not a substitution. She's over here sitting in the chair. Remember our chair? She's now sitting in the chair, and the DP is right over here. I don't have nothing to write down. Coach just did that. I don't write nothing down. The rule says the DP and flex can play. So see, he gives that girl time to rest. She gets a breather. She can get water, whatever, Gatorade, whatever she wants. She gets almost a full inning, 2 minutes if so needed. Has the lineup changed? No. Lineup hadn't changed at all. All he did was let her go in. Flex is still pitching. DP's playing for her. Well, she's revived and she's good and she goes back in. Well, he notices that his second baseman's giving out. Again, it's hot. It's got up to 100 degrees. He run that little DP out there and let her take her a break. That's not a substitution. He's moving his girls. He's got 10 against that guy's 9. That's what it amounts to. It's not a substitution. Now, they're in the field, like we were talking about. Coaches move players around. It's not a substitution. If any one of these girls go in if they go in for 19, 17, 20, 24, 25, 22, and so on, that's a substitution. Okay? You'd say, well, what if Baker goes in for Cooper? Fine. She'll go right there. Cooper will have left the game, and Baker becomes my DP. She got a bat. He put her in as a sub, so she's got a bat, so she becomes my DP. As I said, flex is usually a pitcher. I don't think I've really ever seen it too many other places. Usually what they do is most coaches, they don't have enough depth. Now let me say this going on. This system is designed for a school with a lot of great players. Nothing against the schools we officiate, but we don't have that many schools around here that have a lot of great players. Because then he can just move people in. A lot of these schools, like one of the coaches last night, he had 9, he's glad he had 9. Because that's all he had. And so what I'm saying is, a lot of the schools around here don't have enough players to really utilize this. When we started softball, fast pitch softball in '97, we had the DH. If you're familiar with the DH, that's what 90% of the coaches use this, because that's all they know. Okay? All right, so let's surmise what we've talked about. We're not really worried about defensive changes. As I said, the only thing I track is an defensive change on a pitcher or catcher, and that's the only thing I keep a record of is for a courtesy runner. That's all I keep it for. If he changes out his center fielder, right fielder, first base, second base, third base, I don't care. Makes no difference to me. I'm not tracking that. Your sheet that you've got in your lineup doesn't say anything about who's on first, what's on second, and I don't care who's on third. So we're not tracking that. The only thing you have to be concerned with is offense. That's all you got to worry about. I mean, that's it. And as I said, 90% of them use this strictly as a DH, which means is they'll let a girl come in, the flex will be batting, the DP will be batting for the flex, who is usually the pitcher. Because he don't want his pitcher to get hurt. Most of them, that's all they got is one pitcher. As I said, I've been doing this a long time. I hardly